Yes, yes, yes. It's the Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. And we're talking about Fury versus Usyk, which we can't talk about without talking about Fury versus Ngannou. And therein lies the problem. Usyk versus Fury has lost its luster. I said it, you've been thinking it, but I've said it. Fury versus Usyk has lost its luster. So let's get into it. Okay. Unfortunately, Undisputed is supposed to be the two best fighters fighting to find out who is the best in the division currently. And of course, Fury versus Ngannou fight, that's just made a mockery of the whole thing. Because Fury looked so bad, whether that was partially of his own making and partially down to the competency levels of Francis Ngannou, either one or a combination of the two has left Tyson Fury looking very, very ordinary. Okay, let's get into that. So Tyson Fury is being pumped up by who I will call his enablers, pumped up to be something that he quite simply is not. He's been pumped up to be a giant killer. He defeated Vladimir. He defeated the bronze bomber Wilder. And that was considered enough by some to consider him the number one all-time great. Number one in the heavyweight. ATG, that's what some people were saying on the basis of beating Vladimir Klitschko at the end of his career and the cherry picker.
You are not taking me to school. That's why, like, when I knocked you down, I was dancing in front, like, how is that school going? Who is taking who to school?
So he beat Vladimir, and then the cherry picker, Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder cherry picked Fury, but unbeknownst to Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury also cherry picked him. So it was the battle of the cherry pickers. Tyson Fury fighting the aged Vladimir Klitschko, when he shouldn't have actually been fighting. He should have been serving a suspension, a ban for his activities, what he consumed prior to the Christian Hamer fight. Should have been serving a ban for that. But nonetheless, that was hushed up and he fought Vladimir Klitschko when he should have been banned. But anyway, he then retires, said it was mental health issues, when in reality, the primary reason, one believes, was to hide and hush up the nandrolone steroid ban, the ban he knew he would be getting once he applied for his British Boxing Board of Control license again. So he got a retrospective ban, came back after 2 years, declined a fight with Anthony Joshua, something he would go on to do multiple times over the last few years. But he does accept a fight with Deontay Wilder after a couple of warm-ups. A Deontay Wilder who was only holding one belt. He fought a Deontay Wilder for less money than he would have got for fighting Joshua. He goes on to fight Deontay Wilder 3 times before fighting an Usyk or a Joshua. And so he's been propped up. He's been called a number one ATG on the basis of beating Vladimir Klitschko at the end of his career and not rematching him, by the way. Not fulfilling his contractual obligation to rematch Klitschko and going into hiding, drug suspension. He comes back and he fights Deontay Wilder, who has no real accolades in terms of who he's fought, other than a Luis Ortiz, who himself has beat nobody, and that's the biggest accolade on Deontay Wilder's record. Yes, he defended his WBC heavyweight title, was it 10 times? The only meaningful one was Bermane-Stiverne the first time. But then, of course, rather than fight a high-ranking caliber fighter, he goes on to fight Bermane-Stiverne again for a second time. Bermane-Stiverne had pretty much been inactive for over 2 years. And so, low accolades for Deontay Wilder. Only Vladimir Klitschko on Fury's record before cherry-picking Deontay Wilder with his big right hands, but otherwise limited boxing skills outside of that. And for that, he was anointed by some.
I'm like, you are not taking me to school. That's why, like, when I knocked you down, I was dancing in front, like, how is that school going? Who is taking who to school?
Who's taking who to school, indeed. Who's taking who to school and who's in the dark? Too many accolades, too many backslaps for ducking the best in the division. And let's get it straight. Tyson Fury has been active for years and been actively ducking the best in the division. But he was getting accolades and awards and backslaps. And then he goes in against francisngannou and gets an absolute torrid time. Absolute torrid time. Gets put on his back, put on his ass by a novice, by an Ngannou who has never had a single fight. And yet there he is, lying on his back against the novice. He's going up against Usyk as the number one, and he is number two. But it really doesn't feel like that. Doesn't feel like that at all. And so where is the luster? The cake has gone flat. Number one versus number two. It don't feel Tyson Fury don't feel like best fighting the best after seeing what happened to Tyson Fury this Saturday gone. Has he passed his best? I think so. It's 35. Although Wilder's now 38. Ngannou's 37, so it's not a death sentence. 35 is not a death sentence. But when you've lived the lifestyle that Tyson Fury's led, with the alcohol, the ale house, the curry house, the crack house, that takes toll on the body. And then coming into this fight, arguably not taking it super serious, coming in at his heaviest ever, so I heard, his heaviest ever, looking the way he did and getting handled the way he did. And he did get handled. The more you watch it, the more you realize that he got handled. The more you watch it, the more you realize why he had fear in his eyes. His eyes were wide. I was talking to Rick Glazer. I was saying, what, you scared? He said, no, he wasn't scared. I said, well, why was you running around the ring then? Rick says he always runs around the ring. So, I mean, is that fighting scared? Has he been fighting scared where he just kind of, pull the wool over many people's eyes? And don't get it twisted. He's an exemplary boxer. The way he uses skills, the way he covers up for his shortcomings, the way he's not afraid to cheat, not afraid to elbow, not afraid to hit in the back of the head. He'll do all of that and more. So he's got skills and he's very wily. But I have to say, he also has his limitations. And some of those were shown up in this fight. And make no doubt about it, he lost that fight. I had it as a draw on the night. But then went back and looked at it and I realized there were certain things that I just did not see. Certain people say, well, he punched, he scored more punches. Well, a lot of those punches were deflected by Ngannou. Parried, deflected, slipped. A lot of those punches were not scoring punches. Punch stats are relatively close, very even. Apparently, Fury landed more shots, but Ngannou landed the cleaner, heavier shots. In my humble opinion. And don't get it twisted, Ngannou dropped him 2 times. One time in the 3rd and one time in the 7th. The referee didn't rule the knockdown in the 7th as a knockdown, but go back and watch it. He got clipped a couple of times in that exchange and dropped to his knees. Dropped to his knees. The referee didn't count it as a knockdown. I think it was in the 7th round when Fury threw a desperation elbow and landed it. It's illegal. Should have lost a point for that. Should have been a 10-8 round when he got dropped to his knees. In fact, it could have been a 10-7 round. If the elbow came in the 7th round, then that would have been a 10-7 round. Conclusive loss. And then in the 8th round, which I haven't noticed many people saying, in the 8th round, Tyson Fury got battered. Battered at the hands of Ngannou. That was round 8. So, my scoring, rounds for Ngannou, round 2. Previously I had that for Fury. Round 3, Ngannou dropped Fury. Round 4 was also for Ngannou. So that's 2, 3, 4 for Ngannou. Round 5, I had that for Tyson Fury. Round 6, I originally had for Tyson Fury, but on review, that goes to francisngannou. More active. Landed the cleaner shots. Pressure. In generalship, pressure. Round 7, I think that's the round when Ngannou dropped Fury, didn't get counted. And also, I think the round when Fury elbowed Ngannou. That was in round 7. That's an Ngannou round. Round 8, one of the best rounds of the fight. Most action-packed. Tyson Fury got battered. Go back and watch that. Round 9 goes to Tyson Fury. Relatively inactive round, but goes to Tyson Fury. And round 10, that is a draw. I thought I must be crazy. Should give it to Tyson Fury. And I said, no, follow your heart. Listen to your heart. That's a draw. I had round 10 as a draw, although 2 of the judges scored that round for francisngannou. So my rounds for Ngannou, round 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. One of the best rounds of the fight. That's 5 rounds. Should be 2 10-8 rounds. Actually, 1 10-8 round and 1 10-7 round. Should be. That's 5. And then round 6 as a draw. Although 2 of the judges gave it to francisngannou. That is a clear and decisive win on my scorecard. Clear and decisive. Obviously, I didn't give a 10-7 or a 10-8 round for round 7 because those things were not called by the ref. So you can't score things that were not called by the ref. Well, I'm saying, if the ref were more vigilant, then I think it's round 7. Would have been a 10-7 round for Ngannou. But regardless of that, still got Ngannou winning 96-94. And there we see someone in a dark room. In a dark room with someone else in a dark place. I have no doubt that Tyson Fury will rally and rather than have a 7-week fat camp and then a 5-week training camp with Sugar Hill for Usyk, I think he will have a 12-week boxing camp. He's going to have to take it seriously. You're looking at AJ in a dark room as opposed to Fury in a dark place. But it's interesting because Fury said he was going to sue Usyk if Usyk didn't fight in December 23rd, 2 months after his fight with Ngannou. But now he's dropped out. Now he says, no, I'm going to spend some time with my family and then get back to the boxing. But yet, after Anthony Joshua lost to a legitimate boxer, not a first-time boxer, but a legitimate boxer, the second time around in the form of Oleksandrusyk, it's interesting that Tyson Fury wanted to fight Joshua 2 months later. All the irony, all the double standards. Joshua fought a real boxer, an established boxer, a lineal champion boxer, loses to him over 12 rounds, and Tyson Fury wants to fight him 2 months later. Tyson Fury wins, according to the judges' scorecards, against Ngannou, first-time boxer, never boxed before in his life. Trained boxing, never had a boxing fight before in his life. Over a shorter distance, 10 rounds, and now he's not good to go. That's not a cut on his forehead, that's a graze. A little bit of missing skin, put a plaster on, you're good. You're good to go. A little scratch on the side of his eye, headgear will take care of that. That is no reason not to fight. So what's the real reason not to fight? Is it a mental thing? A physical thing? Can he not physically go back to back? Can't he do that no more? Is he physically holding up? Or is he deteriorating? Is there degeneration after years of abusing his body? Make no doubt about it. I think Tyson Fury will come back better against Usyk. He may even beat Usyk. There are ways he can win. There are roads to victory for both Usyk and for Luke. And I think he'll come back with vim and vigor and be the best he can be. Proper 12-week camp. Will that be enough to beat Usyk? I think he has the tools to beat Usyk. But I just think Usyk has more tools. The output alone, the punch output alone, could give Tyson Fury fits. Absolute fits. You saw how many times he had to disengage from Ngannou. You saw how many times he just skirted around the ring. Well, but Usyk will be coming at him. He's going to have to be a cardio king. The Gypsy King's going to have to be a cardio king, and I don't think he got it. He's avoided Usyk for a long time, avoided Joshua for years. He's avoided the best. Wilder has the right hand, but as a boxer, no. He's not up to the levels of a Joshua or Usyk. I think he's the lesser of the three. But he's got that big equalizer. But still, overall, I think he's the lesser of the three. Overall. And so it's now coming to the time when Tyson Fury has to fight Usyk and he has to fight Joshua. Some of us have always said that Joshua's got the tools to beat Fury. When I used to say back in the day that, yeah, I backed Joshua to beat Fury, people, oh no, Rafi, you're crazy, oh no. Derided, because some Tyson Fury enablers thought that he was better than he actually was. But what you saw there was someone who went in there with basic fundamentals and took Fury to school. So, unfortunately, right now, as we speak, the Undisputed fight has lost some of its luster. As time goes by, it should get some back, should get some luster back. And hopefully by the time the fight comes around, which won't be this year, Tyson Fury's ducked that, even though he spoke about that. He's ducked that. So now it's looking about February next year. By the time that rolls around, hopefully enthusiasm for it will be back. But right about now, enthusiasm for Tyson Fury is at an all-time low. I mean, he said it clearly. He's only come back for the money. But look what happened. Look what happened in this big money fight for him. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. What if he just says, F it? I can't really do this anymore at the highest level. After the wars with Deontay Wilder, has that taken some juice out of his sails? We don't know. So, until we see Fury in the ring with Usyk, what his weight looks like, his training, as how many weeks he spent with Sugar Hill Stewart, until we see that, it's going to be hard to be enthusiastic. What if he shows up in this kind of shape and this kind of mindset? I'm only here for the money mindset. He's got to fight Usyk, but the enthusiasm is somewhat down. And now Tyson Fury's stock also goes down. How unfortunate. How unfortunate that Tyson Fury strung this thing out. How unfortunate they didn't meet before Usyk fought Dubois and before Tyson got took to school by francisngannou. Okay, so who's in the dark place? Who's in the dark place now? You know, I think maybe they should just have a damn rematch. Had I not been waiting for Undisputed for so long, had Tyson Fury not tried to duck Undisputed for so long, you know, I'd say run it back. Just run it back, man. Run it back in December. You're going to do that, is he? So, he's contracted to fight Usyk, so we have to get that fight. Have to get it done. Really and truly, they would just like to see this thing run back. Give Tyson Fury the opportunity to prove himself again against the boxer who's 1-0 or 0-1. 0-1 now. We'd like to see that. Maybe that's preferable, but Tyson Fury is so unpredictable, unreliable, that can we trust him to circle back and fight Usyk for Undisputed after a rematch? Absolutely not. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. One man in a dark room. I always said he'd beat Fury. I always said basic fundamentals would beat Fury. I always said that Joshua should work on his grappling, inside grappling, which he has recently. Seen him in training footage. I always said Joshua was strong enough to fight him off in the clinch, twist him. I've even got some combinations. I've even got some sequences for Joshua to beat Tyson Fury badly in the clinch. If his people reach out to me, I'm sure we can agree a suitable sum. I don't come cheap, mind you, but I'm worth it. Okay, so one man in a dark room, one man in a dark place. Has Undisputed lost its luster? I think so, but hopefully we will regain our appetite for it in the coming months. Okay, so what say you? It's the Has Undisputed lost its luster? How much has Tyson Fury got left? Does the Ngannou fight warrant a rematch? Tyson Fury's dropped down from Ring Magazine #1 to #2. Soul kicking off. It's the Oleksandrusyk saying that he was shouting advice to Tyson Fury. I was nervous that our fight was in jeopardy. I even started to shout to him some things. OMG. Alexander Usyk concerned. What say you? It's the Raphael Dawkins, it's the Combat Radio. It's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares. And it is the hitting the bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. Don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Like, subscribe, comment, share. We